we really put out our thoughts the way that they come into our mind,
yes.
if someone said that to our face, they would not be our friend.
And literally what you think about becomes your reality, and not just with health and fitness, in life in general. So,
which is another point.
Be careful what you're telling yourself.
Yeah. Now that we're here, we can talk about more of this, like mental health, like wellness. Mm-hmm. I feel like people maybe don't know how powerful it really is. Mm-hmm. And I have just in the last few months, like kind of gotten onto this, like your mind is very powerful.
Absolutely.
And naturally we all kind of go into those negative spaces. Of course we do. 'Cause life isn't easy. Like I don't know why we naturally do the hard things or that make things so negative, but naturally we kind of do. Mm-hmm. And so just being able to like flip the switch when you start getting those feelings, because it's only natural, you know, to be able to recognize it and flip it and intentionally change the thought.
Yes, I was going to say, you have to train your mind to snap out of that negative thought and think something positive. And at first it might be like uncomfortable or weird, but honestly, the more you do it, like I can genuinely say I'm a happy human. I'm mostly positive and bubbly, like for the most part. And that's just like
you totally
who I am.
Me too.
And it's so much better to live that way.
Me and you were like magnets.
Yeah. And it's just so much better that way.
It's like high frequency energy.
Yes, absolutely.
So what's something you've practiced that can help you flip the switch? Like, so if you start feeling like, you're getting like in a rut or something.
I would say move your body. Absolutely. Do some jumping jacks. Do 10 jumping jacks.
Release
go outside,
the endorphins.
Yeah. Go outside and put your bare feet on the ground. Like I love being outdoors. Outdoors is so healing. The sounds, the smells, just like touching your feet to the earth. It has power. It really does. Go outside
it totally does.
In the morning for 2 minutes, whether it's cold or hot, and just put your bare feet on the ground. Don't take your phone. Go out there and just breathe in the air and think like, okay,
connect.
I'm smelling good smells. Like I'm hearing the birds chirping, and just connect. Yeah. And be present. You will feel so much better.
You don't do meditation, do you?
Not really. No, but I mean, I think it's amazing.
But that's like a form of it. And I didn't know that grounding, you were like,
absolutely.
Grounding. That's a form, just being present.
Go put your feet on the ground, turn on some music, move your body.
If you feel like you're getting a negative thought in your head, do you try and intentionally flip it?
Absolutely.
Do you catch it?
I think I've gotten more aware for sure. I think the first step is becoming aware if you're getting a negative thought. And changing it. Just say, if it's about yourself, say something nice about yourself.
Yeah.
Or like,
this is new that I didn't know you were so like into the mind power.
Oh, absolutely. Tony Robbins. Big fan. There's so many people out there,
with you, you know?
Yeah, but there's so many people
Tony
out
Robbins
there.
does not speak to me. I'm like, what? This is way too much for me.
No, there's so many people though.
I know. It is good.
And it's so true. Your brain is this super powerful thing.
Well, it's funny because prior to like the last few months, I was like, no, I'm not listening to any of these people. If they ever came on my screen, I'd be like, oh, hell no. I hated it. I'm like, I don't need this shit. I'm fine the way. And like, I just recently started being like, okay, listen or like read a book. I'm listening, not reading it.
Books,
but like put on like, you know, I don't like the whole like self-love, like blah, blah, blah. But I do like to just find it as knowledge of something you don't know yet. And like, I've been like way more open to it and just like really understanding like the power of your mind. And it came to me from like a book that I randomly like started listening to. And that was a big step for me. To put a book on in my ears was like huge. Yeah. It was huge.
Yeah. Good for you.
Usually I'm like not about it. And I keep talking about this because it's funny how like I didn't know, we've never talked about this really.
No,
And like,
which is crazy because we talk about everything.
But it's funny because like you're already on the secret of life.
Heck yeah.
Which is your mind.
Yes,
and the power of your thoughts.
Yeah. And I love reading books, like having a book in my hand, but if you're on the go, that's put it in your headphones and just listen.
Especially when you're like waiting for your kids or picking them up in the school line.
Absolutely.
I've recently been helping my friend pick up her kids from school and I'm just like, holy shit. You have to get there way early just to get the kid. There's a line.
Yeah. So you end up sitting there. It's crazy.
You end up sitting there. Yep. It's like, okay, in that time, like maybe plan for things you can do that it's going to benefit you during that time rather than mindlessly scrolling.
Yes, absolutely.
Like put in a good podcast, listen to a book, take a journal and like journal if you want to, like journal things you're thankful for, you know, like maybe trying something new. making an idea of, okay, I know I need to get out of my comfort zone. I haven't in a while. Like, what can I do that I'm fearful of? Which I feel like is scary, but that's where growth happens.
When you grow. Exactly. It's so uncomfortable at first, but that's where you grow.
Yeah. Like dip your toe into some group fitness classes, or
always
try a new food that says gluten-free and realize it doesn't taste any different or it tastes fine. Buy the sugar-free dressing. I promise you it doesn't taste that much different. Yeah. You'll get used to it and you like will feel better, you know?
I would say sugar is a big one too. Like there's sugar in so many things that we just don't even realize or know. So if you can cut back on sugar and add protein, you will feel so much better. Just try it. Just do it out of curiosity. See how you feel. Listen to your body. Like tune into your body. Nobody can tell you what's good for your body more than yourself. Like tune into your body and do what feels good for you.
Don't just listen to whatever is being shared on socials. Like do what's good for you. Experiment.
And I will say too, like your kids are watching you, especially as they grow. Like I have an 11-year-old daughter and she watches everything I do, everything I say.
She knows it all.
I've always been super aware. Like I'm not going to say anything negative about myself ever, especially in front of her though. Yeah. Like that's so important because then she'll do it, you know, and they're already getting fed that stuff in school and just everywhere they go.
Yeah.
So I think at home needs to be their like safe place of, and I feel like if they'll model your behaviors, whether that's you taking care of yourself, if you're positive, how you handle situations, like the things you say.
They're literally sponges.
If you talk bad about people, like they're there listening. So yeah, just, you know, think of them. Do it. Just be like, I'm going to do it for my kids.
Yeah.
Because I knew nothing growing up and my parents did the best they could and they're amazing parents. But like I knew nothing about proteins, fats, carbs, nothing about like.
I don't think I did either. We just had like potato chips in them.
Right?
Yeah.
Cereal
Which back in the day was like,
right?
How fun was that?